What's up, Chucklefucks? Welcome back to Rince's Wreckfest, the series where you submit your From the Depths designs to me for review, and I either praise them for being a fantastic design with little feedback, or absolutely shit all over them for them being a terrible design. Now, without further ado, I must coffee. I am so fucking tired. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday that I'm recording and editing this because my dumb ass procrastinated too much. So, the consequences of my own actions. Alright, kicking us off is going to be the Anole. This is by Gnome. What is this thing? Oh. Hey, it's not just a little fucking nuke. Oh, like, what the? What is this little thing? Are these actual guns or? Oh, whoa. You're my friend now. We're gonna have crack tacos later, apparently. What the Why is this thing's AI called crack tacos? Although I do like the overall design of it, and I like how you decoed over the jet engines to be a different texture. I do like that quite a lot. Is that the old heavy armor texture? Hang on. Iron material. Never mind. That works pretty well though. I do like this. I'm not too certain about the two like green lights up there. And I'm not too certain about having it kind of like circular or rounded up at the front of the wings. Honestly, I think I would rather just see that be a like flat tip than the rounded part. Honestly, if you wanted to keep those green lights, I think it might be kind of cool to have the tracer blocks or change the. I think you could change the flame color now, can't you? Engine light. Yeah, make it all green. Thruster. Oh yeah, look at that. That would be actually pretty fucking cool, not gonna lie. Do something like that. Yeah. That would look a lot cooler. The one other thing is like, if you have any kind of logo or any kind of like symbols or anything, I feel like just like a little symbol could go good right on the tips of the wings here. Now what the fuck is this thing? 500 mil diff guns. Okay, hold on. Marauder, my beloved. Oh, here it comes. God damn. Well, considering that's just a Marauder, I guess that's not too bad. But for 4,300, you could definitely spam these fucking things and just bully the ever-living shit out of some kind of like Steel Strider's craft. Okay, I like that. That's kind of cool. All right, next in the queue is the Bases. This is by Big Rat. Oh, it's just a shipyard that's destroying itself. Okay, well, we're gonna put it into Godly real quick so it doesn't continue to kill itself. But, okay. How do you have that tractor beam all the way down here? Do you have stuff deco hidden? Yes, you do. Okay. I feel like these cranes are a little bit low effort. I feel like you could easily change out the pole here on this end. Are all the decos attached to like one block here? Where are they attached to? I don't know. But you could change that pole out for do like the 1 meter steam tank. It's not a bad texture that you can use for that. I would also make your spotlight here, which looks a little bit oblong or oval-ish. I would definitely make that something other than alloy. I would make that maybe just like glass, but just make it not like super reflective. Or make it super reflective and not not super see-through. There you go. And then I feel like you also could definitely use like a hinge pin or like a pivot pin there in the center of that, so it can roll, and then you can add your little rigging or wires going up to here, which then you can have another roller right here, and then coming up here, and another roller, and then like a chain hanging down. Because since all these cranes are the same, you can put a lot of effort into one of them, and then just copy, paste, 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 all the way across. So I would do that, and make a different base for this as well, so it looks like it actually could pivot and spin. Lifeboats are basic, but I think your cranes are really the ones that need work. Except I think this thing kind of got broken. Yeah, it kind of got broken because of the fortress trying to kill itself. Now your little hose reels here, those look fine. I don't have any comments on that. Yeah, that's really just a big thing is the cranes, and then I also feel like you could have some other walkways or catwalks coming down here onto the sides. Just having like a lower deck area, especially now that you can take advantage of some of the like 4-meter plates that we get to use now. And you can just make it symmetrical on each side. It just makes some kind of like a railing, or maybe like some doors, or like, you know, around some of these areas you can make it to where it the walkway kind of bulges out a little bit, like that, you know, just to add a little bit more depth to the dockyard. And I think that would help it quite a lot. Next in line is going to be the Bulwark AA. This is by Syrup God. Alright. Why do I feel like this is going to be a land structure? It's because it is a land structure. Hold on. Oh, alright. It's just a basic little Fortress AA. I do like the custom AA deco, although I would deco over the barrels themselves here with that cram barrel texture. I mean, just real quick, we could just do barrel. If you type in barrel, it's going to be your second one down. And then we can hide original mesh. Expand it a little bit. And boom. Copy. Paste. And if you really wanted like a flare out at the end, what you could do is you can type in CAS, and that'll be K for one of the casemates or something, and do the gun 130 single cast gun. Not gun, but the barrel. I will want to just shorten this. Bring her forward. Come on. You see how it's got that little flare? Just a little bit of flare. Now the only downside to this is that the textures are kind of fucked up on the end of it here. So you'll just want to add like another barrel at the end of it, just to kind of close it off. So then we just come here, like that, barrel, and downsize her just a little bit. That looks fine. You get the point. You'll just have to expand it back a little bit more, or use the different texture to kind of fix that up. But just add a little bit more to it there. You got your custom iron sights, very basic exposed gun. Okay, what is your gun? Let's see here, 50 mil. Everything else is fine, minus the fact you don't have enough autoloader limit, because your ammo intake limit is super fucking high. So you could definitely get rid of some of the ammo intakes and fit a few more autoloaders in there. And your recoil. You already know what I'm about to say. Other than that, I do like the details. Oh, never mind. You already answered my request. Let's make a way to get up here, but never mind. You already done that. So, no, other than that, I do like it. It's a nice little, like, static, fortified position for, like, the Ashes campaign. Very good. Next is the CL05, and this is by Cringe. I do like all the portholes you got on the side. Although it feels like these portholes, like this upper section, is a little bit close to the top of the deck. I would move that maybe like half a block down, or half a meter down. Let's see here. Second off, I feel like your windows on your bridge could use some kind of a sun visor over the front of them, or over the top of them. You've also got textures clipping here, so literally... all you'd have to do on this is just left to right positioning, and we would just do 0.001. Or I guess in this case it would actually be negative. Oop, there you go. And then it won't clip. And then it still looks like it's flush because it's just the most minute amount. That's how I get my decks, like the deck texture and everything, all the way up to the edge of the ship, and it not be clipping through the actual like blocks on the side of the ship, is because I just make them 0.001 above and to the left of the actual block, and it keeps them from clipping. Now let's look at your guns here. They're a bit long, but overall I do like the design of them. I like your mantlets here, they're pretty decent. I would maybe, like, to me, I wouldn't make the mantlet texture right here go up to where it meets and is flush with the top. I would make it recessed down just a little bit. But other than that, maybe a ladder on the side, maybe some other like little viewports up top. But overall, the turret caps look pretty good. I do like them. You still got to do something at the top of your smokestacks, because this shit just don't look right. Or at the very least, like here below the your intake, or not intake, but your like the air vent or whatever, put a spin block and deco a medium turbine middle there, and just have it spinning constantly, and put the smoke generator block on the spin block, and then it looks like you have like a turbine that's helping suck all the air or the exhaust fumes out of the smokestack. I feel like you could use some other smaller like antennas coming up on your mast, something more like this, except maybe a little bit taller and kind of scattered around a little bit more. I'm not too certain on the stretched out, what is that, a cram gauge increaser or some shit here on the ends. I know, man, that doesn't look very good. Same with your AI texture there. I like the idea of having that like radar dish on the side like a lot of modern ships, but not in that old AI texture. I do like the hazard markings though you got for the missiles, although with the rest of the ship being black, I feel like the like black tone or black color for the hazard markings should be something a little bit different. That way it doesn't look like it just blends into the entire hull. I can see what you're going for, but you see how it just kind of blends in. There's no like definitive edge all the way around this. Something that you also may be able to do to help mitigate that is make a trim all the way around the edges of the hazard marking. Just a slightly raised trim, or like a pinstriping of a different color. That way it separates the black squares of the hazard marking from the rest of the hull. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Not too bad at all. And the next one, Clip Nuke. You know, I don't even have to look to see who it's made by to know that this is going to be a gnome craft. I'll go and check. Yep, it's a no-craft. What in the fuck is this? Hold on, pause. What in the fuck? How in the shit? Is there even a nuke on this? Yeah, there is. How the fuck? Okay, I'm curious how this works now. Marauder. Sacrifice yourself. Does it use the APS as a weapon? Goddamn. Hang on. Let's spawn in something a little bit more armored so maybe we could see this thing working a little bit better. So, you know what? Easy bully target. Excalibur. I don't know how long some feel. Oh. Oh, so that's what you got the APS there for. It creates a bunch of fragments. I see. Okay, so it is not able to, it's not able to get through the AA defenses of the Excalibur. Side note, I don't know how long some of y'all have been playing, but do any of you remember the old Excalibur? How the old Excalibur looked? Because, me personally, I really liked how the old Excalibur looked. Like, the Excalibur just holds a special part in my heart. I don't know why, I just love it. And I want to create a battleship that's like somewhat equivalent in cost and firepower and everything. I remember I made an Excalibur if it was good, and that's up on the workshop. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. Next is the Coastal Bulwark Gun. This is by Servgod. Ooh, okay. I like the, old style, defensive structures you've got going on. I like this big armor plate on the front. You got your way in the back. See, we got an idle. Beautiful textures on the gun itself. What is the gun? 300 mil. You've got enough recoil absorption. You've got the perfect amount of rail use. It's almost entirely perfectly balanced. Absolutely splendid. What kind of shit is it? Just a very small AP frag. Well, considering the thing is only 27k, understandable. What does this thing look like without decos, though? Not super egregious. At least it's still somewhere resembles. Very nice. Yeah, there's, honest to God, not much I can say about this. Like, it's... the stone base of it looks good. I love the little wood, hut to get into the side, or get into the gun itself. The ladder coming off the side. I mean, you've got the perfect amount of detail on this. There's really nothing I can say about this. This is great. I like this. It's very simple, but beautiful at the same time. Excellent work. Alright, next is the CRN Centaur Class Destroyer. This is by Champ Diamondfoot on Discord. I don't recognize you. You look like you're new. Very good. Alright. Let's take a look at this guy. 205,000. I kind of figured it was going to be a bit more expensive because of the sheer number of missiles. The one thing I would say is do something similar to what Cringe did by creating some kind of a hazard color layout around the edges of the missiles. You know, as just a hazard warning of, hey, don't step here. Your turret caps themselves, I do like them. I feel like the barrels could be a little bit thinner though for what they are. But overall texture wise, they are actually very nice. I do like that. Honestly, I don't know if there's much else to add. You might add, actually, maybe it's a smaller turret base to this. So in the dead center of the turret, we can come out here just a little bit. It doesn't need to stick out super far. Maybe just a little bit on the sides. Just something like this. Something very, very small, very basic. Nothing super crazy, but just to kind of help fill out that turret base and turret ring a little bit better. And something else you can even do if you do decide to do that is that you can just take some slopes and you can downsize them a little bit and just come out like that to kind of look like supports supporting the outer edges of that ring. Maybe just come here, boom, paste, boom, paste, right from here, just like that. Just add a little bit more, and it also helps add something. Then of course you can move that a little bit, adjust as needed, but you get the point here. Just to help add a little bit of extra detail, but that's very simplistic on the sides of the turret cap. But that's really all I could say about the turret cap itself. Other than that, it's very nice. I like it. I do feel like your anchor chains here are a bit small, though. I also don't see a spot where your anchors come out, which does partially bother me. So you would probably want to have something like right here where the anchors come out. Your detection turret, I feel like could use a little bit more detail. Like your rangefinders, I feel like could stick out a little bit farther. And just kind of reference some like World War II-esque style detection turrets and stuff on like the USS Atlanta and stuff like that. Pretty much the same story on this turret cap. Maybe add that little ring with supports, but it's not quite as needed as that one, because that turret cap is overall larger than this one. Your torpedo tubes are not bad. I like that. You have... Yes, you do. I wouldn't use heavy armor personally, but at least you got it textured, and I can appreciate that. Oh, you even got like decoys and stuff for it. Very good. The hull is basic, but it's alright. I feel like you should definitely use a bigger rudder instead of that dinky little tiny rudder, because it kind of just looks goofy that way. Now, with your superstructure, it just feels very long, flat, and nothing else to it. Like, me personally, I would move your detection turret farther forward, kind of maybe a little bit more into this area, and maybe raise it up a little bit more, or create some kind of like a upper section to your superstructure. Now, of course, I'm using metal just because that's what I've got in my hotbar right now. But, you know, use something like that, and then maybe you can extend this backwards. And something else that your superstructure really needs is some different depth to it, because with it just being a big old flat face here, it looks kind of bland. I would personally, like, you've got enough room here between your like walkway up and here, so what you could do then instead is just make this little section or something, you know, come out a little bit further. You know, this is going to be exact. This is going to be for you to figure out what you want to do for what you want it to be exact. But, you know, make a little crop out there. And then you can use some of these, like, plates to make, like, different extruded walkways on it. Like this. You can make it end abruptly. Then you can maybe add another staircase going up here. You know, this isn't going to be exact. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But shit, you can even move that back if you really wanted to, just so you have a way through. And then you can have your door here. And then just something to help break up the giant flat base of the side of your superstructure would do it a lot of good. you know, you just do something like that, and then especially once you move your detection turret maybe up there, or put it on like its own like pedestal right here, you know, just to help add a little bit more depth to that superstructure. Because already it looks a little bit better, because then you may be able to move your mast maybe a little bit farther forward, or like to like maybe right here instead, and then you could add other supports coming up to help well, support the mast. Say you move that mast forward to like right here, and you move your detection turret up on top there. What you can do then is that you can add some different little supports like this, which if you don't know how to place down a deco, or a block that you have in your hand as a deco, you do Control-Shift-X. And then we could just do that, do that. And, you know, you just kind of fiddle around with it a little bit until you get it to where you want it to be. You know, I'm not going to make it totally exact, but you can have something helping support that. Actually, you'd probably want that to be a little bit farther back. A little bit more of an angle to it. Like that, you know, something like that. Even just the like rough sketching-ish shit that I've got going here, you could already see that it's helped the superstructure a lot. So doing stuff like that, and I would also make your rear mast a little bit larger. That way it doesn't look so flat and empty back here. I do like how you have the rigging coming down to that, but I feel like it should be maybe double the height. But other than that, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Next is the CVN Colossus. Am I reading that right? Is that 6 million mats? Oh, sweet fuck! Yes, it is. Oh my lord, Nova. Okay, so like the bigger pontoons that you got on this looks better than that other one that you submitted last week. The thing is that I would do is like, you got it back here. You see how you've got like the 45-degree slopes coming up to support that rear, this rear support. I think your front one needs that as well, because that looks fine, always good. But you need it up here in the front as well. Good lord. If you're gonna have this big of a flight deck, you're gonna need to have some kind of aircraft up here. I'm also not too certain on what the hell what is this, like the old like ammo processor texture? Something like that. Oh no, that's a single input laser cavity. I'm fucking retarded. Yeah, not too certain on what that is up there. But like if you're gonna have flight decks like this, I feel like you need to also have like a taller superstructure with a bunch of like radar and different detection equipment. Because this looks okay if the overall ship was a bit smaller. It just feels really small. It also feels like you need some kind of railings around. It's good that you got the like hazard markings around the missiles. Seems to be a common theme today, I'm noticing. I would also, if this is going to be like a cargo door or something, I would texture that over with the cargo container, because that works really well as a like a big old garage door texture. I'll show you here. So we'll just come up a little bit, down a little bit, move forward, like that. Or if you really wanted to, you can rotate it on its side and have the beams going the other way. If I could rotate this thing in the right fucking direction. Or, you know, something like that, you know, you make it to where that edge isn't showing. But you get what I mean. That works pretty well as a garage door texture. I mean, it's good that you got all the like striping and everything on it, because it helps break up the bland texture of the deck. But definitely got to have some kind of aircraft around here. I also feel like your helipad sections should be like one block elevated around here, and you should have a few of the helipad locations around and that are elevated. I think that would be really cool, and that would also just help kind of break it up a little bit more. Your guns are pretty fucking big. That's for goddamn certain. 420 mils. And they're not perfectly balanced, but at least you got enough recoil absorption. What kind of shell are you using here? AP frag. That's interesting. You're using an emergency ejection fuse in the middle of the shell. I typically put it at the back of the shell. Not sure what that's gonna do for your performance, but I always like putting it at the back of the shell. Yeah, it's just missing a lot of the, like what I've said before. It's missing a lot of the like little greebling, like the little stuff laying around the deck. And see, you've got railings right here. I feel like you need to have railings here as well. And then if you have the railings, the knees need to sit up one more block to be able to compensate for the railings. Or shit, you could even have like a 1 block recessed walkway kind of coming around. That way you don't have to make a railing, but it looks like, you know, you have a path for somebody to be able to walk. I feel like you also need other little decks extruding from the side, other little windows, doors, ladders, stuff like that. Because kind of the same thing with the last ship. It's just that a big old flat face kind of just takes away a lot of the other details that you may put into a craft. So adding a bit more windows and stuff like that would help you greatly. So yeah, definitely also make a bigger detection mast. I feel like it's definitely what it needs. This one is the F4E1 Danny. This is going to be from Cringe. It's in the Sector 7 colors, but we'd like to change these for colors, which honestly doesn't look that bad. It honestly actually kind of looks good, even in this weak colors. Not going to lie. Okay, first thing I'm seeing that's annoying me, clipping textures here. The second thing is, I feel like the cockpit kind of comes up and flattens out a little bit too soon. So what you could do is like use like the half block, like the pleat panels as reference, and then deco those to be glass. That way, it kind of curves out the your cockpit a little bit better. I also feel like a lot of these cockpits have at least some kind of like a support coming across all the way. That would help it greatly. And then also I just feel like it shouldn't be so flat on the sides. I feel like it should be more curved. So shit, even what you could do here is what we're gonna do is we're gonna do, I believe this should work. We did this, so let's do it. Yeah, that color. We'll make it half its length, and then oh yeah, that's right. If it's fucking glass texture and it's hiding a glass texture, it fucks it up. It's really fucking stupid how it does that. Yeah, there you go. So you could do that. So what I did is I took a you would deco in a 2 to 3 meter slope transition in glass, that, and then cut it down in half. The reason why you do a 2 to 3 instead of a 1 to 2 is because whenever you cut it down in half, it gets the proper angle of having basically perfectly line up with a half height slope, if that makes sense. You can see how it lines up here. So it would look a little bit better there. It would look a little bit better there. That would make your cockpit look a lot more streamlined. And then you could also add like some kind of support, like a small metal pin stripe around to make it look like the cockpit has a space or a spot for it to like unlatch and open up to let a pilot out. Your rear wing, like, overall your wings on your craft just feel really thick. I feel like they need to be at least, like, 3/4, or like 3/4 thick, instead of a full block thick, or like a half block. I would also make custom decos for your missiles, but it's an interesting texture you got there. You could probably also take advantage now to match your Sector 7 colors. You could probably change the flames and everything on this to be blue. Like neon blue. There you go. Look at that. I think that would look kind of cool. You'd have to fiddle with the color a little bit more, but you get my point. How expensive is this thing? The Dannies I know have done fairly well, especially in our Roars of the Steel campaign, which we definitely need to record more of. Hint, hint, wink, wink, cringe. I know that's partially on me, but fuck off. I feel like your air intakes as well could be a little bit more pronounced, a little bit larger, because they feel really, really small right now. Other than that, there's not much else to the Danny, I could say. It's mainly just your cockpit that's kind of lackluster. The rest of it looks alright. And yeah, that's about all I got for that. Alright, next one is the FA-12DS7 Attack Vixen. This is by Cringe. Oh, hey, Cringe. You pulled a fucky wucky that I just caught on to. You have submitted 4 craft for this week. This is your 3rd one. Your 4th one will not be getting reviewed, which is going to be the PB6 Trawler. Submit it again for next week if you want it to be able to, or the next Wreckfest if you want it to get reviewed. Anyway, good lord, this fucker is fat, but I do like this. Cockpit feels a little small. It feels like it needs to come out to the sides a little bit more, but at least you got the like different supports on it. Oh, you've even got your own like little aiming thing there. I do like that. That's pretty cool. And you got a camera up there. I do like this a lot. Air intake look great. You got your custom missiles. Now this I like. This I like a lot. It is very big, very expensive. Are these large missiles? Yes, they are. So they hurt like a motherfucker. But I like the off-centered thing you got there. Oh my god, it's a pack? God damn. Oh! That was seconds away from disaster. And the trail blocks on this look so fucking good. Honestly, I like it in the white camo on this. It actually looks really good. I know it's not your Sector 7 colors, but with the neon blue and the white and the black, it actually looks really fucking good. Other than maybe work on the cockpit and make it look a little bit more flush up to there, or at least like angling these side blocks next to the cockpit a little bit more to come up to the sides of the cockpit, because the cockpit just looks really, really small. Kind of looks a little bit goofy in comparison to the rest of the craft. But honestly, the rest of the craft looks great. You downsize the wings. Very good. Same with the rear wings. Maybe the rear wings could be like a little bit bigger. Come a little bit farther forward. But they also do feel a little bit close together. You might move them out like 1 block more. Just to kind of give it a wider stance, but honestly, there's not much else I could say about this. I like this quite a lot. Very nice, great success. Anyway, we're moving on to the Flame Fox. Fuck, I'm tired. Light AA tank, and this is by Will. Alright, let's take a look at this little guy. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing, very, very reflective, and it's kind of throwing off a lot of the colors. I would make your colors not, or the colors that you're using not so fucking reflective. This is a flamer tank? Flame Fox? is it called Flame Fox? Does it use incendiary rounds? AP incendiary. Yeah, okay, I see. So it's got a bunch of... It will catch a bunch of things on fire. Okay. Your snout that you got for the gun looks really fucking weird. Like, and not in a good way. Like, it just... I feel like it just needs to chop that off and create, like, a conventional mantlet for the barrel. Because this just looks... Yeah, I'm gonna be real. It just kind of looks stupid. The other thing is you need... If you're gonna have these wide wheels, you need to increase the width of your tank treads to match it. Come on. Oh, I see. So in this case, if you're gonna do that, instead of making them super wide like that, I would honestly just rather use two, like a 5-meter drive wheel stacked on another 5-meter drive wheel. That way the tank treads go all the way across it, because it is really stupid that you can't like make it any wider on this. I do agree. It's really fucking stupid that you can't. Do you have wheels under here so we could turn on the spot easier? That's fucking weird, but alright. I guess that works. Your missile launchers here on the side I think are fine. I do like that, although I feel like you need to come up with some kind of a better texture for... Fire it up. I do like that AI name. Oh, that's your own custom logo. Okay, cool. Yeah, the big thing that's going against you here is just that snout that you got. Looks really weird, and your really, really reflective colors is just really throwing it off and making it look really weird. It's giving it some weird light patterns all the way around. How expensive is this thing? 52K? Yeah, custom missile decos. Not on the interceptors, but what about the main missiles? You do not. I would recommend getting some custom missile decos on that. Yeah, see, just how that mantlet looks, just looks so fucking... it looks stupid, bud. Like, no offense, but it looks stupid. Hang on, does that... Oh, okay, that's on a separate turret. I thought that stayed stationary when the rest of the turret moved. I was about to be like, nah, Chief, that does not... no, does not work. Honestly, I don't know why you do have that on its own separate spin block. It's kind of weird. Personally, I don't see the point in doing that. But... yeah, it's mainly just that mantlet. I would just cut that snout off and create some kind of more of a recessed into the turret mantlet for this. And then I would also deco over the barrels and create some kind of like a circular support that looks like it's keeping all the barrels together. So you could just do like hollow, or even you could do the barrel from earlier. Or actually, no, you can't do that. That's right. That's on the... So what you'll have to do instead is go to like the firing piece, and then we can do barrel, and have to come way the fuck forward like that. Make this 0, 0. Make you 0, and then do something like that. Just periodically throughout the barrel, if you're going to have it actually be this long, just to make it look like it has some kind of like supporting ring to keep all the barrels together. Alright, next is the Hammer Class Guided Missile Destroyer. This is from Colton. We haven't seen some stuff from Colton for a while, so I'm very curious. I've been seeing some of your progress in the FTD chat. Oh. Ooh la la. I like. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at these turrets. Nothing to add to the turrets. The turrets are beautifully decorated. Excellent. How's your gun? You got plenty of recoil absorption. Good. Decently balanced. What kind of shell are you using? Oh, Big AP frag. Well, not AP, heat frag. Interesting combo. Oh, I like the little missile launchers you got there. Your bridge. Oh, you've even got the sun visors and it's recessed in there. Very nice. Your custom radar texture looks great. Smokestacks look good. I feel like in comparison to that radar, I feel like you need to have something similar or maybe like smaller scale here. Just because this one just kind of looks a little bit fucked. Oh, you even got your custom railings that you made. Got the different like warning markers of like where the turret radius for the side guns are. The side guns look alright. Hose reels. Good torpedo. Two textures. Fucking excellent. I can tell you have made some serious progress here, Colt. Very good. Very good. Oh, what is that? I think you might accidentally have some kind of like equipped texture or something on your attached to your missile deco. I'm not too sure on that. But God, there's really not anything I can say, although your rudders hang on. Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that. But overall, you could try maybe like deco smoothing out the bottom sections of your hull here to match the upper section, but oh, you even made it to where it angles all the way up. Yeah, no, Colton, this is fantastic. Huge improvement over the last craft I've seen you make. This is awesome. I don't really have much feedback for you on this. This is beautiful. Maybe add a few portholes here on the side. But overall, this is a beautiful craft. It's only 153,000. It looks like it's a lot more expensive. Beautiful craft, man. Beautiful. Love it. All right, next in line is the Canina. This is from Laser. Is this a land vehicle? Yes, it is. Okay, hold on. All right, let's try this again. All right, what is this? Oh my goodness. Is this a missile? Does this have any? Does this have any weapons, or is this just a transport craft? Oh, it's just a transport craft, but God, I love the looks of this. I like the ops center up here in the front. That looks really fucking good. Oh, good. Camo looks great on it. You got your spare tire up there. Just a big old fucking support craft. I feel like it needs some kind of like emergency hatches up on the top, kind of like you got here, but also here in the back. One thing I do think would be kind of cool is to like make like an ops center to like maybe here. Something you could do is maybe add like a cargo door up top, and you can add like some kind of like a folded up crane to make it look like, you know, bigger stuff that gets pulled to the side. You have a crane. Whoa! You got excited at that idea. Have a crane that can like come unfolded, come over here, pick something up, and then drop it inside bigger objects for it being such a large support craft. I feel like that might be kind of cool. Just have that crane up there. But overall, this is really cool. Maybe add some custom rims, custom wheel textures to the wheels. Now that we've got now that decos stick to the wheels and actually spin with it. Speaking of, is that an actual ladder coming down, or is that? Yes, it is. Okay, so that won't stick to the wheel. Good. But yeah, maybe just custom deco there, and then maybe that whole crane idea, then create that cargo door up top here. That'd be really cool. But other than that, it looks very cool. I like it quite a lot. All right, next is the Mach 2 test vehicle, which is from Big Rat. Mach 2 test vehicle. Okay. Oh, see the steam boilers here. Oh, you're using a trick with the steam jets. See, I can never get that to work. But also just fucking gulps down materials, but Let's see. Let's get this thing.
Control's yours. Moving out.
How fast does this thing go? Holy shit. Good God! It's still accelerating! Holy shit! My boy is quick! Good God! Hold on, how fast can we get this fucker to go? God damn, I understand it's a test vehicle, but holy shit. Got plenty of roll control, that's for certain, but god damn. Jesus, did it already reach that fucking destination?
Moving out.
Hang on. God fucking damn. I gotta constantly make like a new waypoint for it.
Moving out. Moving out.
Oh my god, it tops out like 707. The fucking sound. Jesus. What does this thing look like as it's flying overhead? It's just... Fucking Christ! God, that is so cool seeing it actually go really fast. Hold on, I'm gonna do something really stupid. And we're gonna come into the game settings. And we are going to... Hold on. We're gonna go to config... Propulsion force factor. Yes. Oh, sweet Jesus. It's so fast. Hang on, turn around. How fast is this thing gonna go now? It went into the water. Okay, yeah, it gets all fucked up whenever I do that. Okay. Oh, jeez. Alright, next one is the observation tower. This is from Syrup God. Okay, so yeah, you just submitted a bunch of, like, stationary structures. Does this have any weapons? No. Is it just literally detection? Is it literally just... Yeah, it's just detection. So I'm assuming you probably have a, like, inter-vehicle transmitter to help relay the data that it gets to all the other structures around, which is kind of cool. I like that. It's very simple. There's really not much I could say about it. I mean, you got your door to be able to get in with 360-degree coverage. It's not bad. It makes me want to make some like stationary defenses and stuff for the Ashes campaign. That'd be kind of cool. All right, next is the Seawall Republic Snubnose class submarine. This is by iPursues. Alright, let's take a look at you. Oh, spawns in pairs. Okay. From the last time I remember, you had a ship all rubber. I see that you are decoing over it, which is good. I understand why you make it rubber. I don't understand, because it minimizes your detection, or like you being detected by enemies. It's just that the overall looks of the rubber is just really fugly. So with your clipping here, what you could do is like what I was saying earlier, you could do like -0.001, and then it pulls that deco out just enough to where you can't even see like the lip of whenever you pulled it out just a little bit, but it's just enough to where that texture doesn't glitch there. But I do appreciate the fact that you are going through and decoing over all the rubber, so it's not all rubber, because it looks so much better. And I like that you use the applique, because it gives it a lot more of a sleek, smooth look, which is good for submarines. Your windows, they got nice frames on them, very good. I like the overall kind of like bulbous shape of this. This is kind of nice. This is nicer than your last sub. You got the big old housing for your propeller. All your missiles here, not too certain on what the X is. It's overall a very basic submarine, but it is a big, I feel like it is a big improvement cosmetic-wise over the previous sub that you have submitted. So, very good. I understand it's extra work to deco it over, but it's definitely worth it because it looks so much fucking better. So, nicely done. Just go through and whenever you're going through and decoing these, you know, as you're making like the first deco of this, just go here, -0.001. Boom. And then you can just copy and paste it from there, and then it doesn't clip that texture. But other than that, it looks good. I like it. Alright, next is the Tomboy class attack submarine. This is from Colton. Let's take a look at this little guy. Oh, good God! It wants in the water. It flies, surprisingly. Well, okay, hang on. We're gonna retry this and spawn it in the water. Because good fucking lord, what is it doing? It's doing tricks. It's doing flips. Colton, I don't know if it's supposed to do this, but I mean, it's very basic. It's just big old fucking tube, and missiles on it. Why is it jumping out the water like a dolphin? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I think this all may be fucked up. Let me reset it all to default. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Now it's back to regular. That's interesting. I changed it all back to default. Like, I put it all the way back there. Why did it go? Oh, fuck you. Okay, never mind, Colton. Like I said, it's operating perfectly fine. Although your jets under here, just so you know, they do you absolutely no good because they can't work underwater. Doesn't matter if you have an air pump in there or not. It does not work underwater. But, yeah, it's just a very basic setup, but yeah, looks nice. You might put some kind of like a housing around the tower, but other than that, looks good. Next one is the Vanguard class anti-submarine patrol craft. This is by Colton as well. Oh, look at this little guy. He's kind of like a it's like, I would say a monitor, but it literally says it's a patrol craft. Oh, I like the like bigger, like 20 mil kind of look that you got in here. You maybe want to like stack a few more of these little shells in here other than just like 2. But I do like the custom deco on it, and you got your little sights on it. What is the gun on this? You got enough recoil absorption. You do need some more autoloader limit. I would get rid of maybe like 1 or 2. I'm gonna assume that this is belt fed. Let's look at this. Yes, I would figure out a way to get like just like another autoloader and belt in there, just to kind of bring up the fire rate just a little bit. But other than that, the texture for that looks great. Got your good custom radar texture. I would put another one of those here in the rear, or get that other smaller one that was like this that you had on your other ship, put it here on the back. Yep, those are your anti-submarine torps. I feel like you need some kind of like a logo. You need some kind of a logo to like put on the sides around here, or get like a, you know, number your ships to put up here on the bow. Something like that. Maybe put the name of the ship here on the aft section. But, you know, also smooth out the bottom section of your hull. It does like slightly bother me that you don't do that. You'll smooth the top section, but you don't smooth the underwater section. I know a lot of people ain't gonna see it, but you know, just like this, you can see it pretty clearly. So, I would do that. It is remarkably stable too. God damn. But very nice. Interesting that you have them set as missiles and, you know, not just ejected out in their torps. But whatever. Suppose if it works, it works. Yeah, there's not much I could say about it. Although, where is your smokestack? Like, where is there an exhaust? Like, it looks like you have it there, but that's not. I feel like it needs some kind of like an exhaust somewhere for your engine. But other than that, looks great. Love it. And the last one is the Viper Attack Drone. This is by No. Okay. I feel like cosmetically wise, we really need to work on getting your, like, you've kind of cooked in the past with some of your other designs that aren't just fucking game-breaking nukes and, fucking weird things that make it look like you're being targeted by, like, a supercomputer, you know? Like, you need to create some kind of a custom missile deco. I feel like you need some kind of wings or something, or just something else other than a, like a weirdly deformed fucking Dorito with missiles on it, you know? So right now, it's just kind of bland. I understand it's a drone, but still. Drones can be interesting. Although it is kind of nice that you have your missiles pointing backwards so you can run away from the enemy and fire on them, but other than that, yeah. Alrighty, Chucklefucks, and I think on that note, that will be the last of our craft for this session of Wrench's Wreckfest. Thank you to all of you that submitted your craft for the reviews this week. We've gotten more viewer participation in submitting your craft, which is excellent. Keep it up, and I hope to get more of you guys participating in this, because it makes it a little bit more interesting whenever we have more people than just the typical, like, 6 or 7 that submit their craft. I appreciate you submitting your craft. It gives me content, but I like to have a little bit more variety. So, and then if we get enough people submitting, then I'm probably going to have to cut down the limit of craft that you can submit per week to 2 or 1, depending on how many we get, because got to keep these videos at least somewhat, you know, under an hour long. So, anyway, thank you for submitting your craft. And if you want to start participating and submitting your craft, you could do that via the Discord link in the description below. Once you join my server, there is a tab towards the bottom of the channel list that is labeled as Wrench's Wreckfest. You could submit up to 3 crafts per week currently at the time of this video. And the submissions close on every Sunday at 12 p.m. CTE, whenever the video goes live. And then once you submit your craft and the submission gets closed, your craft will be reviewed and put into the video the following week. So it gives me a week to make the video, even though I typically wait until the last minute to make the videos because I procrastinate and get busy with other shit because I actually work and this isn't my full-time job and I don't get any kind of money off of this. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for y'all, and I will see you Chucklefucks in the next one. Thanks.